Men convicts of Bilkis Bano's gang rape and killing of 7 of her family members in the aftermath of 2002 Godhra riots. The barbarians of Bilkis Bano serving life imprisonment. They were prematurely freed on the day India was celebrating 75 years of its independence. There was jubilation celebrations at the Vishwa Hindu Parishad's Godhra office on the 15th August 2022. 2 decades after the heinous crime, they became the heroes befitting of garlanding welcome back in free society as what many claimed sanskari men. Their release was approved by the Gujarat government based on recommendations of the Prison Advisory Committee. The panel at that time had 2 BJP MLAs as its members in addition to other officials. Gujarat government officials had claimed then that the release was based very clearly on the state's 1992 remission policy. Now today, the top court of the country struck down this early release order of the Gujarat government, putting Bilkis barbarians back in jail. The stunning verdict indicts the Gujarat government. It alleges abuse of power by the Gujarat government, that the Gujarat government was complicit with the 11 convicts. The Gujarat government not competent to pass the remission order. As the Bilkis Bano case makes headlines, viewers, as proverbial justice stands delivered a tad too late. Bilkis is silent. As reported by her lawyers, Bilkis and what is left of her family have fled their residence in fear of possible blowback of this verdict. The irony of today cannot be deeper. Justice finally at Bilkis's doorstep, but she wasn't there to receive it. Let this image burn a deep hole in our conscience, leave an indelible mark on how most of us looked the other way when her perpetrators were lauded, celebrated as sanskari family men.
Finally, has there been justice for Bilkis Bano? On 8th January, the Supreme Court struck down the 2022 remission granted by the Gujarat government to 11 convicts in the Bilkis Bano rape case. All 11 of them, now out of jail, have been directed to report to jail authorities within 2 weeks. And once again, Bilkis Bano is back in the headlines. Through its Bilkis Bano verdict on Monday, the top court of the country has set a landmark precedent on the issue of grant of remission to persons convicted of heinous crimes against women in India. A bench of Justices B.V. Nagaratna and Ujjal Bhuyan said the Gujarat government had no jurisdiction to entertain the application for remission of the convicts in the Bilkis Bano case, or to pass orders granting them remission, as it was not the appropriate government to do so under the relevant provisions of the law. The bench said the appropriate government to decide on the remission is the state within whose territorial limits the accused are sentenced and not where the crime is committed or the accused are imprisoned. In this case, that would mean the Maharashtra government, not Gujarat. The bench also held that the Supreme Court order of May 13, 2022, which directed the Gujarat government to decide the remission as per the 1992 policies, was obtained by fraud and suppression of facts. So the order is nullity, and all proceedings in pursuance of the said order stand vitiated under the law.
It's a very good judgment which has upheld the rule of law and the faith of the people of this country, particularly the women of this country, in rule of law, in the legal system, in the courts, and that there is an assurance of justice.
Why did the Gujarat government go to these lengths, throwing aside all the norms, breaking all the norms? They were so determined to give these people remission. Why? That is the question. What is the reason for it? Even though they probably knew they didn't have jurisdiction, they still did all that they did to see that these people were freed. Why? That is the question you should be asking, I should be asking, all the people in this country should be asking.
In its severe criticism and the taking down of the Gujarat government, the court wondered why the Gujarat government did not file any applications seeking a review of the 13th May 22 order, as it was not the appropriate authority, observing it as a classic case where the order of the Supreme Court has been used for violating the rule of law for passing orders for remission. The two-judge bench said the exercise of power by the state of Gujarat is an instance of usurpation and abuse of power, and the Gujarat government was complicit and acted in tandem with the 11 convicts.
जरूर हो तो देश की न्याय तंत्र और सर्वोच्च अदालत को हमको भरोसा है कि हमको जरूर न्याय मिलेगा.
Bilkis Bano and her family have led the life of a nomad since the 2002 incident. Even on the 8th of January, Monday, when the Supreme Court announced its stunning verdict delivering justice to Bilkis Bano, Bilkis and her family, in fear, left their current residence to ensure safety and privacy. While the Bilkis Bano case once again makes headlines, Bilkis Bano, today, silent and nowhere to be found. Bureau Report, India Today.